My dad is not dead. In fact, I feel like he'll very much stay not dead for the foreseeable future. Hopefully. I mean, he's pretty young and so am I. I'd like to have him around for most of my adult life. So that he can see my successes and failures along the way. I mean, hopefully that'd be cool. But no, I kind of wanted to make a video, I guess, talking about things that like remind me of my dad, specifically music. I have a couple of songs listed out that I kind of want to share with you guys. To just like kind of like talk about things that like will forever remind me of my dad. Because there's a lot of like just specific things that like I can note like that thing is forever, for like the rest of my entire life, is going to remind me of my dad. Like that thing is always going to like have a soft spot in my heart. That thing is always going to remind me of like what value he placed in me, or like whenever I look at this thing, I'm always going to think back to a moment in my life and like connect it to my father in some way, shape or form. And I don't know, I want to share it with you guys because this is my YouTube video, I guess. This is my YouTube video. I will share whatever I want with it. And like this video is going to be very weird. It's going to be very out of the ordinary, I'd imagine, I'd assume. Because it's not like we're even going to be talking about English music, right? We're not even going to be talking about English music. We're not even going to be talking about like normal traditional music for the most part. My dad listens to Christian music. My dad is a Christian man and he's Mexican. He doesn't understand English. He was born in Mexico. He only speaks Spanish. He listens to Spanish music, and this is music that he listened to and that he would share with me throughout, like, I guess my childhood and stuff. So like this video is going to be very different. I guess the theming of it, since it is going to be Christian music, since it's going to be somewhat religion, but I'm going to try not to make it feel or sound too religious or too like, I'm not going to be pushing anything towards you. I'm just going to be talking about like the music and what it means to me. And it's more so going to be about the connection about like between me and my dad. Okay. I don't know how YouTube copyright's gonna be with this video. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this video. If I'm gonna edit to even show you guys like snippets of the songs or whatever, or if I'm just gonna talk about them, if we're even gonna listen to them. I doubt we'll listen to the whole song together. That'll be for you to enjoy if you ever want to check them out. But we'll listen to snippets for sure, and I'll talk to you guys about it and tell you like how I feel about it and stuff. I'm not gonna share with you guys every song that reminds me of my dad. I'm only gonna share with you all a few that I can really like tell a couple of stories about, or like that are genuinely just like favorites of mine. That like if like even the melody were to even come up anywhere in my life, I will immediately start thinking about like my dad's face. I'll immediately start thinking about like memories of me as a kid. So like, yeah, these are like pretty much like the strongest of them all. The first song is called Dame de Beber, Yo Quiero Más. It's a medley. Now, Marco Barrientos is a Christian musician. He's a Spanish Mexican Christian musician. Marco Barrientos means a lot to me. He was the first, I guess in a way, the first like my first like someone idol, first celebrity that I ever like knew and genuinely like, and that's like celebrity with quotation marks, right? It's like 1.4 million subscribers. He's a YouTuber for sure, but like celebrity in quotation marks. He's a musician. He's the first like big person that wasn't family, that I've never had a relationship with, that I like cared about and like listened to, and that I was like, oh my god, I'm a fan of Marco Barrientos. And that's so weird to hear coming from me, because it's like, who is Marco Barrientos? Like, it's like I'm the fan. Like, if there's no more fans of Marco Barrientos, that means I'm no longer on this earth. if it's the world against Marco Barrientos, I am against the world. But no, yeah, Marco Barrientos makes a lot of music. A lot of his albums are just live albums. For the most part, like he doesn't really record. Most Christian artists, from what I've known, at least Mexican Christian artists, don't record music like studio music or a lot of studio albums. Most of their albums are live, and I think it helps a lot, because I feel like listening to this music has given me like a very huge passion for live music. I love live music. I feel like you could not hit the energy that the music from these live albums hit in a studio version of it. We're gonna listen to Dame de Beber and a couple of like significant parts in this song, and like seriously, you will not be able to hit the same tone if this song was performed in a studio compared to it being live and hearing like the crowd singing along to the music, as well as the choir singing and harmonizing with the lead singer being Marco Barrientos. Like it's just so nice. It's like it's just it's so peaceful. It's nice to hear.
Quiero estar en tu presencia y poderte contemplar,
When I was a kid, I have a very distinct memory about this song in particular. When I was a kid, my mom has a video of it somewhere. I listened to this song on her big TV. We had a big CRT TV in our living room in my childhood home, and we had a DVD player. My dad had the DVD of this album, and I would play it, as far as I know, almost every day just to listen to the music. And I had a toy microphone that was like a speaker microphone where like if you turned it on, if it had batteries, it would like do a speaker, but it didn't have batteries. I remember it never had batteries, but I would speak into it and I would walk around the living room, and this guy's praying for this guy or whatever, who cares. I would put my hand on my sister's head and like pretend to like pray while singing along with this song. And if my sister would like tell me to like go away, I would put my hand on like my toy, like my little plushie. Like I'd put my hand on Mario's head and stuff, and I would like pray for him and stuff. Well, it's because like I saw like, oh, this is what Marco Barrientos is doing. I will repeat it. And I will sing it. I thought it was so cool for some reason. Like this is things that I would do when I was a kid, and it's like it's weird to think about. Like, why did I do that? Like, why did I find that cool? Why did I find that so interesting? As like a growing kid, like maybe 2 years old or whatever, just putting the DVD and being like, wow, this is so chill. This is so awesome. This is so based. And like Quiero Más is more of like a song that genuinely captivates me. Or it's so small. It's such a simple song because it really is just a chorus repeating over and over, but it's just so powerful, at least when it comes to the voice. And that's always been something that has, I guess, had me infatuated with this music. Like my dad would play this song I would play it myself. I would play it myself on the TV, but I've had so many times where I would go on rides, like vehicle drives with my dad, like alone. And this is music that my dad would play, and like he would sing along with it. He would sing along specifically this song, Quiero Más. Like in the car, like he had like a white like Toyota pickup truck where it was like just a 2-seater, and I would be sitting next to him, and like he would be playing the song and he would be singing along, and like I would try singing along, but I would be like very nervous about it too. So I would be kind of like just humming to myself like Quiero Más or whatever. Meanwhile my dad would be singing like his little heart out. And my dad, he was a singer. He was a little bit of a musician. He's never picked up an instrument as far as I know. But he sang when he was younger. He doesn't sing much nowadays. Like anytime I hear his voice, it's pretty rare. But he sang when he was younger. Apparently, I don't have many memories like hearing him sing. of like his voice, of him like singing like to me or singing just in general. I have memories like seeing him on stage, like seeing him, like my mom retells me a lot of stories of like hearing my dad sing and her be like, oh, I swooned and everything. Or like my dad was like was like solid at singing, but like I myself don't have any personal accounts, so you could be lying. I don't want to say that. I don't want to get accused here, but it's more so like like I've never heard it myself. So what if my unk is lying to me, or like my pops? What if pops is lying to me? You know, I never heard the greatness, even back in what apparently was his prime. So I don't know. I find that very funny. Something so cool about like the audience like singing like your song to you, singing your song with you together. And it's almost like a harmonized, it makes almost like a harmonized like beautiful voice, you know, having the crowd sing it and you as like I guess the singer, artist, musician singing it as well. Like it's such a beautiful kind of like grouping. And it's something that I'm kind of obsessed with. I'm so obsessed with. I was obsessed with it then, even more obsessed with it now that I can like somewhat understand it even more, like as an adult. And it's like it's all so cool, and like I was enamored with it. And it's not like this man doesn't have any like stage presence. This man's doing this thing, man. Like he's walking around like he's got a presence to him. It's not like he's just a random guy just walking around singing his songs. Like this guy is awesome. This guy is so cool. It's like Marco Barrientos my goat, man. Something very cool that I think is so interesting. Look at the choir getting up. And now they're singing along with the song, and I don't know. That's cool. I don't know. Like they were singing, they were sitting down prior, since like it was just Marco Barrientos singing with like I guess the audience, and then they got up and they're like, all right, let's lock in, boys. Now they're like, it's like, I don't know, it's cool. That's so cool. That's just so cool. Like, like, you know what? You got me. Like, I fold entirely for going up an octave for like powerful, I guess, choruses where the singer goes up an octave and hits the note, I guess, like very cleanly. Cause I this is so like, it's like aura to me. Like, this is such a, I don't know, like listening to this, I try to imagine putting myself in like Marco Barrientos' shoes and thinking like, oh, how like you have to like fully believe in your voice to, I guess, hit that note, right? And you have to like fully immerse yourself in the song to do that first host. Like you have to like fully immerse yourself to like do that and then hit the note of like like hitting that like in almost like a full yell. You went up the octave and now you're singing the song like with more intent. That is so cool to me. And I remember ever since I was a kid to this day, like I think it would be so cool. Like I dream of myself one day singing like this song in specific, or really like any piece of music, this passionately, and like feeling like as cool as I do, or being so immersed into as cool as I imagine Marco Barrientos feels like singing this song, to be completely immersed in a song, to be so passionate in a piece of music and sing it with your full heart, and just sing like you have your back turned to the audience. Like this guy, like he's just has his body fully out singing it, and it's like, I don't know, that's really cool. I fell in love with this quiero más. Like it's the climax of the song, and it's what it makes me happy. And like anytime I hear this melody, I'm gonna think about my dad. I'm gonna think like I'm eternally grateful for this, man. Like, if Marco Barrientos didn't make this song, my dad wouldn't have heard it. My dad wouldn't have like liked it enough to share it with me and share this music with me, share these performances with me. Like, he had bought the DVDs, shared that video performance with me. I watched it and I loved it. And I fell in love with it, and it's led me to, I guess, this somewhat creative path where I'm enamored by the thought of performing. I'm enamored by the thought of enveloping yourself and completely fading and passionately singing and sharing a piece of music, this piece of yourself. Because I feel like Marco Barrientos singing this song, hitting that note, fully enveloping himself in the song, he's sharing this piece of himself that is so passionate about this music. And this isn't specific to like this Christian song or like this artist in general. All music, all artists are capable of doing this, capable of like hitting an awesome note and enveloping themselves in a very impressive performance, vocal performance, and like passionate, like it's heard, it's felt. Like I can't exactly explain it to you, but things like this, like I feel it. I feel that he shared this piece of him. I feel that I feel that he completely loves this song, and like I'm into that. I love that. Like I feed off of that energy, and I want to be able to share that energy at some point in my life with people. Like I fell in love with this. This is really cool to me. This is so awesome. This song means a lot to me. There's a couple months ago where I was just by myself in my my room. I was going through a breakup at the time, I believe. It was like back in like I was 18, I think. This is a couple of years ago. It's fairly recent. I'm 20 right now. For context. It was like the ending of the school year, and for some reason I decided to put on this song. I don't know, like for the first time in years, I had remembered about this song, this album. I had remembered about like Marco Barrientos. I had remembered about like Christian music, because prior to that, I didn't know that. You know, like I didn't listen to it much. It was to me just a childhood memory of mine. It was just music that I listened to when I was a kid. That's how I saw it. That's how I considered it. But I'd say probably from when I was 12, like 13 maybe. I hadn't listened to this music. So like 12, 13 around there was the last time I had listened to it. And then I randomly thought about it when I was 18 and listened to it again on my computer. And I remember like it was like a situation where I am right now, where I have my headphones on and like I'm in front of my monitor and I'm just listening to the music. And that like I started listening to the song, and I genuinely broke down. Like at my computer, I fell down to the floor. I was to my knees and I just started crying, because a song like this brought so many happy memories of back when I was so innocent, back when I was just a kid. I was a baby, you know, back when I was a kid, and I was just listening to this music, and all I knew was just happy. All I knew was just like how like life was back in, I guess, 2005, 2006. You know, all I knew was like, oh, my mom's gonna make me food. I'm gonna jump around my living room, my couch, playing with some Cars toys. I can't wait to watch this DVD again on my TV. and sing along to it and jump around in my living room. Like that's what being a human was. That's what being a kid was. And I will forever think about like those moments. I'll forever think about like the drives I've had with my dad, where dad would be playing this song and I'm just like in the passenger seat, like, ooh, the song goes hard. I've listened to this song already multiple times, like at the house, but like listening to it again is awesome. Like I'll forever connect like all of this to my dad, to these like nice memories. I will forever connect this music to that. It's really cool that this music provided such a strong memory to my brain, where even though it had been 5 years since I had last listened to the song, I listened to it and broke down from like how powerful it was to me, and how it provided such a powerful memory to me at the time. Like it broke me, and ever since then, ever since at 18, I'm 20 now, I listen to this song. Like it's like in my daily rotation of like music that I listen to, at least this specific song, for sure. And it's because like you would think like how could you listen to this song and like think and like get like pumped up about it, or how can you like be in the mood for this music or whatever. It's like, just look at it, like don't look at it from like the realm of like it's a Christian song. You have to look at it as like it's just a song and it's hype as hell. Like anytime you go up an octave, like it sounds awesome. Or like also like keeping in the context that this is a live performance. That's so awesome. That's so cool. He's performing this live. He's performing it passionately. It's like he's into the song so much, and it's also a very like simple song. There's nothing like crazy to like look into. It's this guy just saying, I want more of you, to God. Like I want more of your presence. I want more of you, to God. And that's a sweet message. Let a man be joyous and awesome about that. And he's so passionate about it. Like that's strong. That makes you feel good. And it's like, I like it. And it's like, I'm yapping. I'm very sorry. There was a time where my it's kind of embarrassing, right? In this album, there's a song called Digno de Honor. In Gozo en tu presencia, there's a song called Digno de Honor. I'll pull it up. And for the longest time, I classified this song as like my favorite song. So I remember specifically when I was a kid, and I was like in elementary, I would always hum this song. Like I would always like una alabanza, un clamor. Like I would always hum this song. Like I'd always hum this to myself, and eventually my teacher asked me, like I think like the school, the kids were watching a movie, like my classmates were watching a movie or whatever. I was seated at a table. I don't know what I was doing. The teacher sits next to me and she asked me like, what's your favorite song? Like I heard that you were like humming a song. Like what's your favorite song? Like what would you say is your favorite song? And I would respond with Digno de Honor, Marco Barrientos. Do you know him? And she would be like, you're like, oh no, it's a Christian song. And she's like, oh really? And like I just remember like the conversation ended there. She didn't go to it. I doubt she knew the song. So it's like all right, cool. But it's like it was a good, like I would respond that way when I was a kid is what I'm trying to say. Like I would very happily, like no shame whatsoever, like no caring for like social cues or like caring for like continuing conversation or whatever. I'd say it with my chest, like Digno de Honor is my favorite song. I really like that song, and I really like it. I don't connect it to much to like my dad necessarily. I just really like how it sounded, and for the longest time it was like one of the only songs I would have like on my iPod when I was like in middle school or whatever. I really liked it. I liked how it sounded. I liked the guy's voice. It's a very basic song, all things considered. There's not really many noteworthy songs other than like the one time he goes up an octave like later over here. Just there, like, and also like his yelp over here. I don't care what you tell me. This is aura. It's like you're just singing this song. You got your back turned to the audience. It's like you're committing all the sins of like performing, which is never turn your back to the audience. He's doing that because he doesn't care. Aura, this is awesome. He's just singing the song. He's belting. It's awesome. It's like that's so cool. That's really cool. I love this song. This song is really cool. My dad shared this song with me a lot. He really liked it. And I will forever listen to this song. I will think about my dad. I know this. I'm not really talking too much about my dad, but like I can't explain to you how my brain works. Like it works in the way where like no matter what, if I listen to the song, I'm gonna think about that guy. I'm gonna think about that old man, and it's gonna be funny. Like that's something. It's like I'm always gonna remember him like my entire life. Like even when I have dementia, when I listen to this song, it's gonna like click with me. It's gonna be like Coco, when the grandma did like Remember Me and sang it with the girl again. You show me Jesucristo, te adoramos. I will belt it when I'm 90 years old. I will belt it like Jesucristo. Like this man's just so joyous. Like how can you hate this? This is so awesome. It's just such a, I don't know. It's just such a, it's something that it makes me very happy listening to this song. Reminds me of my dad. It reminds me of memories when I was a kid and I was very passionate about this. And it's like, it has correlation, has connections to me now. And that it's like, it's also just such a happy song. It's not even like, it's like I feel like it's impossible to have a bad memory with any of this. So I love sharing it with you. Like this man's just joyous about this song and it's a good song. It's a powerful song. Also musically, like that's really cool. It's mixed well, all of it. It's cool. It's awesome. And it's like, it also means a lot to me just like in my life personally, because like I strongly believe a lot of the reason why I am where I am today, or why I have the personality that I have, why I have, I guess, the interests that I do now, is because of this. It's because my dad shared me this. It's because I watched this and I kind of became enamored by it. I fell in love with it, the idea of it all. That's why I am, I guess, that's why I am me. That's why I am the way I am now. And like, I that's why I pursued singing. That's why like I became super in love with the idea of performing, super in love with the idea of like being passionate about a song. I guess like live music in general made me fall in love with music, made me pick up the piano, pick up the keyboard. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like in the background. It helped me become more musically intended. It made me more of a creative individual overall. So all of this like really means a lot to me. All of this makes me the happiest, and I want to share it, I guess, here in like in a Marc video entry. Next we have Osana. This is the last Marco Barrientos song I'm going to share with you guys. I just kind of want to share it with you guys because I find it really cool and really funny how like I also want to prove my point a little bit more. They have a really awesome guitar player in this song, and I'm going to share it with you guys. You guys are going to be like, what the heck? Since when could Christian music be this baller? It does not even compare to the past two songs I've shared with you guys. This is awesome. But no, yeah, my dad really liked Osana. He played it a lot, actually. There's a point in time where this was almost like the only song he would play in the car. I remember, I almost like grew tired of it, but I was in love with it. I'm sure it's because like my dad would like buy the DVDs and albums as they came out. So when this being the Avivanos DVD came out, he had it, and probably just like that became like the only music that he would play for the longest time. So I find that really funny. Look at this guy! Look at this guy! This guy's going crazy! Oh! Like this is baller! This goes so hard! And this guy's just a sweaty mess. See, this is also another thing, by the way. It's probably just a me thing, for sure. I think it's so cool, enveloping yourself in. It's also just another like thing. It's like passion, being very passionate about a song, and enveloping yourself and just like speaking about, like sharing this piece of yourself, music, while also not caring about your physical well-kept. Like, he is sweaty and singing this song, toughing it out, and that's really cool to me. This is also a big reason why I love My Chemical Romance. And it's also like a big like rock thing in general, where like with like artists will keep singing despite whatever physical condition they may be in. And like it's definitely apparent like with My Chemical Romance, with like them being like in almost like very extremely hot suits, and like with this being like a Christian music, everyone is dressed like fairly well. He's like in a nice shirt and like jeans or whatever. It was same in like the other videos. Everyone was like in nice shirts, jeans, almost like suits or whatever. My Chemical Romance, they're in suits, in very like black clothing and in very humid like arenas or like small like areas where they'll just be singing their little heart outs, jumping, doing backflips and stuff. And like they don't care how gassed they feel. It's all for the love of the game. They're singing, and the same thing can be said about this guy, Marco Barrientos. He's just singing and he's sweaty as balls. He's completely oiled up. It's like, this is very cool to me. Like, bro, why should a Christian song go this hard? Like, no, like, we gotta give our respect to the drummer too. Look at this, dude. And all this, like, he's not thrashing, he's just keeping it simple. And he's got a perfect posture and everything to it. Like, that's awesome. I love this song. Osana's really cool. My dad really liked it. I really like it. I don't have much stories for it. I just wanted to share that with you guys just so I could share it. This is Marco Swit. A lot of Marco names. My name is Marcos. This guy's name is also Marcos. And I really like this other artist named Marco Barrientos. Don't get it twisted. I'm not narcissistic. It's just coincidental that they all have names like Marcos and Marco. All right. It's all coincidental. Trust me. But this is Marcos Witt. And this is kind of just like a song just to throw in there. My thing is mainly this whole album. I don't remember exactly if it was my dad that shared that album with me or how like I really founded it. I think my dad might have shared it with me. I'm not too sure. I don't remember exactly what it is. But I have like the memory of my mom would leave an iPad in our rooms as an alarm clock. Like, I never had an alarm clock. I had an iPad. Like, my mom would use her iPad, leave it in our room, my room and my sister's room. I'm saying our room, as for an alarm clock, and it would be locked. I wouldn't have the password to that iPad. I would get on it, and there was like a widget thing where if you turned to the left, you swipe to the other side of the screen. If there was a widget for music, you would be able to click on it and you would be able to play music, play whatever the last played song on the music was. In fact, I believe there was a widget for like albums just in general. And I would be bored in the middle of the night, or like I wouldn't want to go to sleep. I would grab my mom's iPad, or like the iPad that my mom would leave for our alarm, and I would just like swipe to music, and I would to the widgets of the albums, and I would click on an album, and it would play it. It allowed me to play it without unlocking the iPad, and so I would just listen to that. Like, that was the music that I would listen to just at night. Just like calmly, and like I don't know, it made me really happy. I would listen specifically to this album. I almost listened to this album like exclusively. I think I might have listened to like Transformados by Marco Barrientos occasionally, but this song, this album entirely is what I exclusively listen to for the most part. Like, I remember it specifically very vividly. I would constantly just click on this, and I would just replay like the entire album or like a couple of sections in the album over and over, and like it would just make me happy. Like I don't remember really sleeping to it. I remember I would play it and I would just be like listening to it and like enjoying it, having fun until I guess like I knocked out or like fall asleep. I don't remember ever like putting music to like sleep. I've never been a guy that would like puts music to sleep. I put YouTube videos to sleep. Nowadays I put YouTube videos to sleep. But like music, I wouldn't put like music to sleep. I wouldn't put this to sleep. I would just enjoy it. I would just love the music, love hearing it. And Tú harás en los montes en los valles, this song that Marcos Witt, it's a great song. I just want to share it with you guys real quick. Look at this man's stage persona, bro. That's awesome. Oh, his stage presence is insane. This man is so talented. Like, dude, I grew up with some bangers, bro. I am so thankful for my dad for sharing me this, because this is insanely impressive and so awesome. I'm so happy I grew up listening to this. You know, like I could have listened to anything else. You know, I could have probably found the intricacies of all other music, but this is insane. And I also feel personally, you know, when you're like a kid and you're listening to music and like you're trying to sing, at least for me, I always tried emulating like musicians' voices, or emulating the voices of people that I really liked, of like musicians that I really liked. And I feel like I absolutely tried so hard. I mean, like to success or failure, who knows, to emulate the voice of Marcos Witt. I always wanted to like give myself like a high voice, or like a somewhat of like a voice that can belt. And I feel like I've done that somewhat. Like I tried modeling my voice after him, or like I would practice singing by just singing these songs, to like myself, or like to a microphone, or like to my phone or whatever. This is how I generally practice. I would listen to songs like these, or like this is the first music that I listened to that I was like, oh, this is how singing should be. You should be able to perform this consistently and like belt like as awesomely as like this. So I would always practice that to, I guess, condition my voice to be, I guess, in that range or whatever. I don't know the science behind voices or whatever. Like, are you just like given a voice? Are you just like God given from birth a very deep voice or whatever? Either a very deep voice or a high voice? Or is it like as you grow older, you mold into whatever voice you were given from birth or whatever? Or are you able to mold your voice into more of a higher range if you wanted to from a kid? Like if since a kid you start practicing like singing higher or speaking in a higher tone, does that mold your voice to higher? Vice versa, if you were to like mold your voice to always speaking deeply or whatever? Like, are you just, or is your voice just given to you and you have no control of it? Like, did I have no control over me being able to sing higher, or practicing to sing higher, or whatever? Did I have much control of that? I don't know. Could I have had control to like sing deeper if I really wanted to? If I listened to musicians that sang like this, ooh, blah blah blah, da, la, la. Like if I listened to musicians like that, would I have had control over making my voice more conditioned to singing that way? I don't know. I feel good about my voice, but I feel very happy that like I conditioned it by listening to this guy and trying to belt the way that he does or whatever. I find that cool. But also the thing about this guy, very strangely, like Marcos Witt in specific, his mannerisms remind me a lot of like my dad. This is very parasocial. I'm sorry, but like hear me out. I'm not crazy. He does a lot of things that I can absolutely think of, like he does this joke, he does this thing, the way he speaks as well. very similar to my dad. I think about my dad, like when I listen to this guy's music, when I watch this guy just exist or whatever. This concert is a very treat to listen to. It's the 25 conmemorativo, el concierto completo. It's good. It's good. I like it.
A ver, espéreme tantito. Puede sentarse, puede sentar. Siempre he tenido ganas de hacer esto.
It's so dumb. It's the dumbest joke ever. It's like just like the way he speaks. Also, just generally.
Dios me interesante cómo y dónde Dios me ha regalado canciones. Por ejemplo, tengo canciones que compuse en la carretera.
I don't know. It's just very interesting seeing this guy's like mannerisms. It's somewhat similar to my dad's. I mean, look, it's like me. I look at a Mexican guy speaking Spanish. Oh my God, my dad. But I mean, sure. Sure. Yeah, that is what this is. I'm looking at a Christian Mexican guy speaking Spanish and making a dad joke. And I immediately think of my dad. Sure. But let me share this in specific. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that will listen to this guy. They won't think of their dad. So this is somewhat specific to me, I swear. Another thing, kind of off topic regarding my dad. He's something that I guess all my life, since I was a kid, I've never exactly seen my dad as like human. Don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this the wrong way. I've never seen my dad as like, I've never seen myself as an equal to my dad. I've always seen my dad as like higher knowing, as like small, emotional, more always thinking what is the right thing to do, what is the correct thing to do, what is the right thing to do, not taking anything emotionally. Like he won't fall for anything emotionally or whatever. He was like just a doer, not a thinker, I guess. Like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but like I never saw myself at the same level as my dad. I've always seen my dad as this being that is so much smarter than me, so much better than me, knows better than me, knows all these things that I could never relate to. I've always seen him as this person that I will never relate to, because like he grew up the way he did. You know, he was from Mexico, came to the United States, found my mother, worked his way to being able to care for the family that he has now. That is me and my siblings. Like I've always seen him as this guy that I will never relate to. His life was always been like work. And like he was never a guy that would like entirely like joke around with like friends or whatever. He made jokes, but he made his old man jokes, like old man dad jokes or whatever. Like I have never seen him as a person that I could relate to, or that I could like joke around with, or make jokes with, like in the way, like, you know how there are people that say like, do you think you'd be friends with your mom or dad when they were younger, or if like you knew them at like the same age or whatever? Absolutely not. I would not be my dad's friend. I don't think I would. I don't think him and I would meld very much. I believe I could have been my mom's friend. My mom and I are close like that. I feel like if I knew her like at my age, and if I were like her age as well, we'd be friends. Like we'd be awesome. Whatever. My dad, I don't think we'd kick it. Like he's so, I guess, somewhat work oriented. He's very much like a doer or whatever, and I'm very much like vibes or whatever, trying to make sure like everyone's like happy before like things get done, or making sure things are done, I guess, with good morale, rather than like just making sure it's done no matter what. My dad's very much like that. Commands a lot of respect. But very recently, my dad has started working out. And it's so sweet seeing him be so happy about losing weight. He's always like had his stints where he will run for like a week and he'd be done. After that, he'd run for like a week, be like, dang, I feel great, I feel awesome. And then the next week, like, he fell off of it. He's going to Mexico. He's eating tacos. He's going to all these taquerias or wherever. He's eating like a king. He's always had these stints where he would do that, and he'd like take care of himself for like a week or two, and he fall off. But now he's got about 6 months, taking dieting and exercising seriously, and it's almost become like an obsession of his. And this is the first time I've seen my dad do human things, like have an obsession or do things that like I guess I myself could relate to and be like, you are like me, you're a human like me when it comes to my dad. Because my dad, he loves being schedule oriented, where like he's gonna come home at night after work and he wants to go straight to the gym, and he does that uninterrupted almost every day. The only day where he gives himself like a break, even a little bit, like when it comes to like diet or like working out, are Sundays, when we go to like my grandma's house to go like, I guess, speak to each other and eat or whatever. That's when he will allow himself to eat a cookie or something. But for the entire week, he's just strict on it, and he's absolutely obsessed with it. He will send like the family group chat pictures of the scale as it goes down. He's been sending our family group chat pictures of like the scale going down and him being incredibly ecstatic and happy to share it. Whenever we see each other on weekends with the family at grandma's house, he'll share it with the family. He'll be like, yeah, I've been working out. No, I gotta lay low. Like, he's very, in a funny way. It's not like he's being pretentious about it or anything. It's just that it's so cool to see my dad be this obsessed over a thing and actually do something that I feel is human. I don't know if this makes sense. Like, seeing my dad working out, be passionate about it, and like love doing it, and being like, no, I have to do this. Like have discipline with that is like the most human I've seen my dad. Because most of it has always been like, gotta make money, gotta come to work, gotta make sure my children are in order, or whatever. All of that before humanly things or whatever, like sharing this stuff with my dad. Like, my dad commands, don't get the wrong impression of my dad. My dad commands a lot of respect. He's a cool guy. I love that guy to death. I'm not trying to like badmouth at him at all. In fact, like, it's the exact opposite. Like, it's very cool to see that like I've grown up and I'm an adult now, and I'm able to see my dad like still at like this age. He's not even that old, he's about 40 something, like he had me young. I'm the oldest child. I'm 20 years old. He's 40 something, like I'm about half his height, half his weight. Whoa, half his age. So it's really cool and interesting to see him like divulge in like that hobby. Like, truly, I don't know much. Like, he doesn't share much about him, or I don't even know if he even has much that like makes him like I don't know many of my dad's hobbies. Like, when he was younger, he was semi-athletic. Now, like, he loves running and everything. He loves like building up a sweat. He's also recently gained interest in learning weightlifting, whatever. And he's still like somewhat, I guess, like innocently naive about the whole thing. Recently, he had asked me about like an exercise that will strengthen the core or whatever. But he said it in a way like, I want an exercise that will attack like my stomach and like attack like the like kind of like spot reduce. He wanted like a spot reduce exercise, and I had explained like Dad, that's not how it works. like you can't spot reduce things, Dad. And he was like what? Like it's like, no, like you can exercise your abs, but as long as you have fat, like you can't exercise an area to lose fat, Dad. Like, that's all cardio and diet, and like you've been doing great. It's like, really? And it's like, oh man. Like, he was like sad about it. Like he's still like he still doesn't understand that. He still thinks I'm lying. Like, when I told him that, and like it's like, you can't spot, like you can work your abs out and you can have like the sickest six-pack ever, but as long as like your diet's still not there, or like you haven't reached that body fat percentage, you won't see your abs. And he was like, oh man, no fun. And it's like, he's also like explained to me that he has interest in like once he actually loses the weight in his stomach, he wants to weight lift to build muscle in his legs. Because his family, he comes from like a family that's fairly like their limbs are very, they like his family grows fat in the torso entirely. Like he does not grow fat in his limbs. My dad is a twig from arm to leg, but all the fat stomach. Like he got no butt, he's got no thighs, he's got no arms. All that fat is in the stomach. On my mom's side, their fat is distributed pretty evenly across the body, like back, butt, thighs, and thankfully I got that in my blood. Like, my fat is distributed like pretty evenly from my thighs and back or whatever. So like whenever I get like fat, it goes to my back and butt. So that's pretty awesome. I still want to lose weight. I still want to lose like torso shit. Cause I feel like I'd look better if I was a lot skinnier. But like, I think it's a better deal to have fat more evenly distributed than only having fat here or in one area. It's pretty awesome to know like I have fat distributed throughout my body rather than my dad's issue where he literally is like a ball with like stick limbs or whatever. So like that's my dad's issue. He's trying to lose it. And once he loses it, he wants to do the right thing, which is work out and try to gain muscle. I can't wait to explain to him that like, yes, Dad, you're gonna have to like start eating. he's gonna have to like get off that diet and like you're gonna have to start eating. You're gonna have to start eating a lot. But like still eating well, but you're gonna have to start eating more and working out harder pretty much, because all he's been doing is like daily runs and looking at his diet, and it's worked really hard really well for him in the past 6 months. I don't know an exact number of how much he's lost, but it's been a very like it's a very impressive number. He's gone down, and it's like we've seen very clear physical changes of him, like from his neck down. Like his stomach has come down, his neck has come down. This video is about music. I'm sorry, I'm talking about my dad. I'm talking about my dad. This video is about my dad, okay? Like, I can talk about my dad. But yeah, like he looks great now, and I'm so happy to see how he's doing. And I hope like within the next coming years, he looks even better. He looks like, I would love it if he looks healthier than me. Like that would make me the happiest. Like he looks old. He's got a receding hairline. I'm coming his way too, you know? But like it would make me so happy seeing him feel young again, because a lot of things that like, he would always make comments, jokes about him, like yeah, I'm a fat guy, like I'm your fat old man, or whatever, and it's like it's tough to hear my dad talking about himself in like a condescending tone. He used to do that a lot. Now he doesn't. He's very positive about it, and that's like cool. That's such a cool thing seeing him take that from like a lifestyle perspective, and it's really cool seeing him be human and like obsess over fitness and be like, I want to be fit, or like he wants to share that with like my sister, my little brother as well, who's like just like 12 or 13. He's 13. I don't know why I got that confused. He's 13. And he wants to share like fitness with my little brother, which by the way, he didn't share that with me. I had to find baseball by myself. I want to make a video about baseball for this channel soon. That'll be another video. I want to talk about the baseball game that made me fall in love with baseball, which was the 2017 World Series. But I want to elaborate on that further in another video. I will talk about that soon. Maybe next video. No, probably not next video. It's going to take a lot of preparation. I want to talk about it extensively. But yeah, that's my dad. I love him dearly. It's really cool knowing that I will have a lot of things that will remind me of him. That will remind me of his like his presence. Remind me of like who he was, and it's all fairly positive. It's all very awesome, and I'm very blessed that I still have him around. That I can still talk to him. That especially as I'm growing up, I'm growing older, and everything, I'm gonna be able to relate to him more. Or whatever, because like this is a childhood thing. I'm growing up, right? I'm 20, bro. I'm barely an adult. There's an age where like your whole life you've seen your parents as like right here above you, and you are all the way down here. Your parents, adults or whatever, they're forever above you. You feel like you are forever inferior to them. But then as you get older, you become an adult, you're kind of like an equal. You sort of become like equals. Both of you guys understand things about the world similarly, both of you guys like start to relate more to things. Like you're doing adult things, you're doing things that like you cannot relate with a kid to a kid with. Now I'm doing that with my parents. Like I'm talking to them about like financing, talking about them about my goals, my career goals, my life goals or whatever. We're making jokes or whatever. Like we are now somewhat of an equal. I'm now an adult with my parents and the family and all that. Like all that. And I think that's really cool. I'm slowly emerging past that and seeing my parents in this different light, this more relatable light, which I think is very interesting, and I love sharing that, and I want to continue sharing that with you guys as much as I hear it or see it. That's the video. Bye.